Good morning students. I am Utravel, social science teacher for 10th standard academic year 2020 and 2021. I want to tell one good news for you. All 9th standard students are promoted from 9th standard to 10th standard. It's really happy to me. And now you are going to 10th standard. So 10th standard is very important year because your future is determined in 10th standard. For 10th standard social science, we have two volume books, first volume and second volume. In first volume has a 4 part, history, geography, civics and economics. And now I am going to teach a lesson from history part. So that is called outbreak of First World War and its aftermath. So before going to the lesson, I ask a question, what is a war? So war between the two nations, that is called war. For example, India and Pakistan. So that is called Indo-Pakistan war. India and China, Indo-Chinese war. And China and Japan, Sino-Japanese war. These are the war. So but here now we are going to discuss about the world war. Why it is called world war? In this lesson we are going to discuss about the why it is called world war. And what is the reason for the world war? What are the impacts of the world war? And what are the things that happened after the world war? This is the things we are going to discuss in this lesson.
In this first lesson, name is Outbreak of World War I and its aftermath. So in this lesson, we are going to discuss about the various causes for the outbreak of First World War and its impact, and what are the things that happened after the First World War. These are the things we are going to discuss in this lesson. So here in 1914 is a turning point in world history. The here is mentioned 1914. So what is the important event in the 1914? So 1914 is a very important in the 20th century because the First World War broke out in the year 1914. So the political and social processes that began in 1789 culminated in the First World War that broke out in the year and decisively shaped the course of 19th century. So here 1789 year is mentioned. So here the 1789 is very important year. The French Revolution broke out in this year. So this French Revolution decisively shaped the course of the 20th century. So here 1914 is the 20th century, 1789 is the 18th century. The 18th century event continued till 20th century. This 1789 event, that means French Revolution, shook to the 20th century. Its impact lasted till 20th century. The historians call this as the long 19th century. The 19th century is called long 19th century. This was the first industrial war that drew on the economic resources of the entire world. So it is called the industrial war. So why it is called industrial war? The European countries, developed countries in Europe, they established their colonies. For example, Germany, England, France, they established their industries and also colonies in various parts of the world. Here, another one is, and also affected the large section of the civilian population. So how it affect the civilian population? Who are the civilian here? Common people, citizens. How it affect the civilian population? So this war lead to the destruction of the world. The political map of the world. The political map of the world was redrawn. 3 major empires lay shattered by the end of the war. Before the First World War, there were 3 major empires: Germany, Austria-Hungary and the Ottomans. These 3 nations were powerful nations before the First World War. So after the First World War, these 3 countries were suppressed by the other dominated power. The biggest outcome of the war was the Russian Revolution. So Russian Revolution broke out in Russia in 1917. So this was one of the unique revolution. Here, for the first time, countries tried to bring about world peace through the League of Nations. So in 1914, First World War was broke out. So from the 1914, the world faced many problems. Every countries of the Europe fought each other. That is the reason the world countries tried to bring peace in the world through League of Nations. Here, the scramble for colonies. Capitalist countries raced for markets, who were called capitalist. The developed countries, they were called capitalist. What was the aim of the capitalist industry was to produce more and more. Already we discussed European nations, the developed nations in the Europe, they established their industry. So here they were called capitalist. These capitalists produced more and more products. The surplus wealth thus produced was used to build more factories, railways, steamships and other such undertakings. So number of wealth and surplus wealth of Europe lead to this development. Revolution in the means of communication and transportation. Revolution in means of transport and communication. They introduced various new transportation and communication, railway engine and telephone, telegraph. These were the communication introduced in the 1914. The half of the 19th century facilitated the process of European expansion in Africa and other places. So capitalism produced huge contrast. The contrast were extreme poverty and extreme wealth. The capitalism produced huge contrast in the colonies. The capitalist colonized the downtrodden countries. So here this capitalism produced a huge contrast. First one is the extreme poverty and extreme wealth. This extreme poverty and extreme wealth only in the colonies, not in the mother country. And the slum and skyscraper, empire state and dependent exploited colony. A striking feature of the 19th century was that Europe emerged as the dominant power, while Asia and Africa were colonized and exploited. So here the striking feature of the 19th century, the European nations established their colonies. They were highly developed nations, but it became dominant power, while Asia and Africa were colonized and exploited. So Asia and Africa, they were considered as the uncivilized people, and it used as a storehouse. That means raw materials were exported from Asia and Africa to Europe. Within Europe, England held a preeminent position and the world leader of capitalism, and ever-growing demand for markets and raw materials. The capitalist power raised around the world for expanding their empire for exploitation. So here, the ever-growing market, the European nations wanted to establish their industries and colonies in the Asia and Africa nations. So that is the reason they expanding their empires for exploitation. They expanding their empire for exploitation. Here the rise of monopoly capitalism. So after 1870, the alliance of industry and finance seeking profits in markets for goods and capital. which was an essential characteristic of imperialism. So here the word is given imperialism. So what is imperialism? Imperialism is a word derived from Latin. Imperium means power. The dominated countries in Europe, that means the developed countries in the Europe, they established colonies in Asia and Africa. So and they exercised their power on weaker section of the people of Asia and Africa. Here the old idea of free trade collapsed. In the olden days, the trade policy was followed, free trade policy. It was collapsed by the monopoly capitalistic country. And the powerful combines and corporations dominated government. Here, there are two important things we are going to discuss. There were trusts in the USA and cartels in Germany. So trust, what is a trust? Trust is an industrial organization. What is a cartel? Cartel is an association based upon a contractual agreement. So these two things, that means USA followed the trust, Germany followed cartels. And imperialism and its essential characteristics. Capitalism inevitably lead to the imperialism. Already I told you what is imperialism. So according to Lenin, so Lenin was a leader of Russia. So he said that imperialism is the highest stage of capitalism. Besides being a market for surplus goods, colonies served another purpose. Large-scale mass production needed vast supply of raw materials, rubber, oil, nitrate, sugar, cotton, tropical foodstuffs, mineral, etc. were raw materials which were necessary to monopoly capitalists everywhere. The need to control the sources of raw materials inevitably lead to imperialism. So imperialism was not just about colonies, it became a total system, the logic of which was total militarization and a total war. Here the rivalry of great powers. In 19th century, European powers had colonized many other countries. By 1880, most of the Asian countries had been colonized. In 1818, by 1818, most of the European continents were colonized. Only Africa was left. Only Africa was left. The occupation, division and colonization of Africa took place from 1881 to 1914. Here the industrial achievement of Germany in the latter half of the 19th century gave her a dominating position in Europe. Here the industrial achievement of Germany. In 1870, the Germany was unified by Bismarck. East Germany and West Germany. So East Germany and West Germany were unified in 1817. After the unification of Germany, it became the industrial country. The 19th century gave her a dominating position in Europe. The 19th century gave him, what is the gave here mean? Germany, a dominating position in Europe. But when Germany came on the since the avenue of exploitation were limited, the world was largely occupied by the other imperialist power. Here, later half of the 19th century, Germany was one of the dominant power. So another side, England was another big power, imperialist power. If England colonized now most of the world countries, as there was nowhere else to expand, the imperialist power tried to cap other possession. After 1870, England, France, Belgium, Italy and Germany joined in the scramble for colonies. Students, today's class is over. You are asked to click the link and finish the assignment. Thank you.